Jeff Slauson from 19 News Now at the 19 News Digital Desk. We are basically a year ago, on the 1 year anniversary of the train derailment, the Norfolk Southern train derailment in East Palestine. This happening a year ago tomorrow. Since then, many people have been coming out and supporting, and in particular, one director who is from the East Palestine-ish area, that area of Ohio. He did documentary films in New York and in LA and in Rome. A lot of them focusing on ecological disasters, and he decided he was going to shoot a documentary in East Palestine. Then he decided that he would do one better, and he would actually host a film festival, an international film festival for the people of East Palestine, particularly talking about environmental issues. I interviewed him about this yesterday, and he had quite a bit of interesting things about how the community really needs something like this, and I was happy to provide it. If you don't mind, just kind of give people a little bit of your background.
Okay, so I've been working in the film industry in New York, Los Angeles, Rome, Italy, and in Cleveland, Ohio as well. I worked as a location manager in Cleveland on movies like The Avengers and Captain America, Fast and the Furious. And now I'm putting on this film festival here for East Palestine.
What made you think that something like this was needed? What made you want to do something like this?
So I do a lot of documentaries. I've made 7 feature documentaries, and most of them are on humanitarian issues like the tsunami in Thailand, the earthquake in Italy, children with HIV in Africa and South America and Thailand. And so that's sort of what I go after. And then sort of this disaster sort of happened in my backyard. And so I started filming a documentary on it. And then I realized after a while, I discovered this beautiful theater in the background when I was filming the documentary. I was like, wow, maybe a film festival could be a good idea for this town to kind of bring people and bring attention, because I know when I did my documentary on the earthquake in Italy, 1 year later, people had already forgotten about it. And so this is just a way for people to not forget, and also to do something fun and something positive, creative and artistic, because there's been a lot of negativity and a lot of difficult times here for the people around here, and just a moment to sort of you celebrate something artistic.
Robert, I know for many of the people that live there, they felt like it was a rush to help, and then the rest of the year happened, and now people are wondering where everybody's been. Is that kind of a feeling you've been getting from a lot of these people? You mentioned how there's a lot of these stories that are there, but are the people kind of wanting these stories to be told, and have they been longing for somebody to show that there's a lot that's been going on and people really need to be noticing?
Yeah, they love talking, and especially like in the month afterwards, they were talking to every news crew. And yes, it's very true that now everyone went away. And I remember when I was first coming, like a few weeks after the wreck, there was a TV station on every corner. You had Fox on one corner, ABC, NBC, CBS. Everyone had a corner. And then when I came back about a month later, all that was gone, right? And but they said that when they were filming, they said they had to feed the beast, right? So like every half hour they had to do a news feed, and then all of a sudden a month later, gone. And it has been forgotten about, especially now with there's another Palestine that's in the news, and so people are even telling me, oh, you should change the name of the festival because it'll conflict with with Palestine. I was like, well, no, I can't change the name because this happened here, and it's still affecting the people.
What are some of the submissions that you've already gotten for this, and how do some of them play with what you've been dealing with and seeing at your time there?
Oh, it's been amazing. We have gotten submissions from all over the world, literally from every continent except for Antarctica. However, we do have a film from the Arctic Circle up north that I just received yesterday. It might be too late to squeeze it in, but it's of a woman dancing on a piece of floating ice that had broken off because of global warming. So we're getting a little bit of everything from all over: documentaries, fiction, narrative, short films, feature films, but literally from all over the world. I got one from Italy, France, Brazil, and it's really wonderful to see. And they all have the theme of the environment. For example, the film from Brazil is involved with the orange growers that are dealing with pesticides that are damaging the environment.
When you look at the time that you've spent there, the stories you've been able to tell, the stories that you're going to be telling through this festival, what's been your assessment 1 year since then? How have you been able to take all this in, and what are you hoping people take away from not only the festival, but the things that they're going to be seeing related to East Palestine?
Well, I just want people to come back to this region. It's actually a really neat area. There's a lot of nice stuff around here. And it's just a way to, like, remember after September 11th, on a much bigger scale, that was a disaster that happened in New York City. And then Robert De Niro created the Tribeca Film Festival to kind of bring people back to that area of New York City. Now, New York City doesn't have a hard time drawing tourism and people, but this town's it's easy to forget about this area. And it's not just the town of East Palestine; it's the whole area is affected. And I just want people to remember, what happened here, and see what they can do to help, at least politically, and just kind of be paying attention to what's going on. And also, it depends on the way that people vote. It could be it could affect the way that people vote on certain issues or for certain politicians.
Robert, my last question that we say to everybody here is if there's anything that we didn't touch on specifically related to this, or if there's anything that you were hoping that we mentioned during the interview that we didn't, now's the time.
Yeah, so we are, the film festival is going in Columbiana, which is the town right next door to East Palestine, on Saturday, this Saturday, February 3rd, on the 1 year anniversary of the train derailment. And it's going from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we're going to have all short films, so you can kind of come in whenever and see a bunch of great short films and leave wherever and go off to the other activities. But there's going to be activities all day long, not just the film festival, but both in Columbiana and East Palestine.
You answered all my questions, man. So what we're going to do with this, I'll cut that off there. That was just me telling them what we would do with the plans on this. And then following the festival at about 2 or 2:30 at that same theater where they're hosting it, Aaron Brockovich will also be making an appearance as well, the known activist who has been in East Palestine quite a few times. All right, that's it for our coverage here. We, of course, have 19 News starting over at 7 o'clock on the CW. Then we have our First Alert Focus weather show as well at 7:30, so we'll see you over there. For now, I'm Jeff Sauce of 19 News. Have a great night. Much more to come, both on air and online.
19 News, now streaming on Samsung Smart TV.